Once a small coupe, Kia's ProCeed is now a small estate, but a very stylish one. The brand has chosen to supplement its existing Ceed sports wagon with this swoopier ProCeed shooting brake model to create a fastback look with that want one factor. The brand promises that the drive dynamics will match the aesthetic promise too.
Gone are the days when Kia was content to merely try to reach a minimum class standard when it comes to drive dynamics, and that's something that's quickly evident in this ProCeed, particularly if you've opted for the 1.6 litre TGDI petrol GT version that we're trying here. With this variant, revisions over the Ceed hatch include a body lowered by 5mm, plus a rather counterintuitive combination of stiffer springs and softer anti-roll bars to keep the grippy Michelin Pilot Sport 4 tyres in better contact with the road surface. At speed, you realise immediately that the setup's firmer than it would be in a normal Ceed, but at the same time, the car flows over uneven tarmac with supple confidence, and when the road turns twisty, the consistent and relatively feelsome steering delivers enough feedback to encourage a more aggressive driving style, should that be appropriate. The GT's 1.6 litre petrol turbo puts out 201 brake horsepower, and it's mated non-negotiably with the 7-speed paddle shift DCT auto transmission, which is optional elsewhere in the range. Now, this gearbox isn't quite as responsive as we would like when downshifting at speed, but we do like the selectable sport mode that comes with it. Now, this governs shift timing, steering feel and throttle response, while simultaneously introducing a bassy roar through the stereo speakers as you accelerate. For ProCeed buyers who are not quite so fixated on performance, the two more modest engines on offer will suit perfectly. Kia thinks the 138 bhp 1.4 litre TGDI petrol unit is a good fit for this car, but higher mileage buyers may prefer the brand's Smart Stream Series 1.6 litre CRDI diesel, which in auto form delivers 54.3 mpg on the combined WLTP cycle and an NEDC2 rated 110 grams per kilometre of CO2. Stylish cars sell. Now this, most would agree, is a particularly stylish piece of design, previewed by the ProCeed concept, first shown at the 2017 Frankfurt Motor Show, and carried forward into production without much dilution of that original car's sweeping silhouette. Arguably the most arresting stylistic flourish is this so-called shark blade, an acutely angled chrome embellishment just behind the C-pillar, which has been carried over from the concept car. Now in profile, it's noticeable how taut creases run the length of the car, trailing from the headlamps to the tailgate to extend the visual length. At the back, the most notable talking point is the way that this rear screen is so much more dramatically raked than it is on a Ceed sports wagon. It's set at 64.2 degrees rather than 50.9 degrees. A nice touch is what Kia's designers call a coast-to-coast line that unites the LED tail lamps, which illuminate really distinctively at night. At the wheel, a touch disappointingly, there's less differentiation from standard C models, although top versions like this one do get a few extra flourishes, things like red stitching and smart sports seats trimmed in leather and faux suede. An 8-inch infotainment screen dominates the top of the dash here, and it includes as standard all the usual features you'd want, things like navigation, smartphone mirroring connectivity and a decent DAB stereo. At least a 3-spoke leather-trimmed multifunction steering wheel feels suitably sporty, and through it you view two clearly presented dials that are separated by a smart 4.2-inch colour supervision cluster display that on this GT model includes a GT performance mode with torque and turbo boost readouts. Okay, let's proceed to the rear doors. This model's lower hip point means that you rather drop down onto the seat bases, but it does compensate to some extent for the reduced height of that swept-back ceiling, and it means that there's actually rather more headroom back here than the exterior styling would lead you to expect there might be. Now let's finish as usual with a look at the boot. The 594 litre boot, which is 50% bigger than that of a standard Ceed hatch, actually offers more space than you'd get from conventionally styled compact estates of this kind. If you need more space and you want to push forward the 60-40 split rear backrest that most ProCeed models get, you'll find that 1,465 litres of space can be freed up. There's no doubt about it, this car turns heads. And if you like it for that, then no other conventional compact estate will do in preference, no matter how sportily trimmed it might be. It's very much an estate for people who wouldn't normally buy such a thing. And that makes it quite a tempting prospect.